bringing through a lot of different things. I want to talk about the births. I'm just going to kind of go all across the board here.
Okay.
She's referencing to the 3. There's a lot of male energy here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many kids you have, if any, but how many?
I have 3 boys.
You have 3 boys, okay. She's referencing the fact that she's aware of the name was passed down, or this name being passed down. The reason why she brings this up is because there's a special connection with it. She has a special connection to the person whose name would have been passed down, but it would have been her name.
Well, that's me.
Oh, that would be you.
So she was Joan, my mother's Paula Joan, and I'm Melissa Joan.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very strong family name. And if there were to be a girl,
Sure.
if I was ever to have a girl, her middle name would be Joan.
Oh, nice. I love that. That's amazing. And it looks like she loves that too. She's like, she's referencing this connection over and over again. She's so sweet.
I guess she's trying to push me to have that 4th, telling me it's a girl, maybe?
Yeah, looks like the pregnancy would be fine, though, in the event that you did do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there would be that. It looks like directly from Grandma we got that one.
Yeah,
Of like, go
I
for
love
it.
that.
Just keep it in mind.
I'm so excited. Now I have to go tell my husband that we have to have a 4th baby.
Gotta go get ready. It's just gonna happen. But no, I actually like that a lot.
Do you have any questions about your personal life or anything along those lines? We can just kind of go any direction.
Yeah, you know, I'm like starting a new chapter in my life, and I just kind of want to see what that process is going and what it's going to lead to.
Great.
Because there's like a lot of things that are happening in my life.
Awesome. You're going to have a lot of opportunities when it comes to like speaking engagements, talking to young people. This is a good thing. The feeling that comes across is being able to spread a message of inclusivity, you know, being able to tell your story and talk about your life and inspire people, which you can totally do. And I think that you're going to be able to really show people who you are at your core, and the feeling is affecting young people and speaking to young people. So for whatever reason, there seems to be an emphasis on like the kids. And that's something that you'll see career-wise, actually, funny enough, kind of like a crossing over.
That's what I want to do.
Awesome.
Like I want to go around the country and the world, like teaching little kids like how to swim and teaching them like things that I've learned throughout my swimming career.
Right, I love that. I really think in the way this comes across, because I'm saying ultimately school, I know it seems kind of interesting, but you might be able to have your own program or your own like teaching kind of thing where you're able to not just in one place, but all over the world be able to kind of help mentor and coach and show, you know, basically this passion that you have and be able to instill that and bring that out in others.
Wow.
And I think that's going to be amazing. But I don't see that just in the United States.
Yeah.
That's going to even be elsewhere. So
Awesome.
that's going to be over the course of the next 20 years.
All right.
So from now, for 20 years, we're going to see a lot of opportunities in that direction. There's no rush, but that is one of the big things you're meant to do. So that's going to be fulfilling for you on a very deep level.
Let's see, as far as what's coming through. Definitely, we've got that. Okay.
Wow.
Ready? All right. And do you have 2 kids?
I do.
Okay, cool. Would you ever be open to having a 3rd?
Why would you ask?
Well, because you have susceptibility to some hormonal changes, which would indicate susceptibility to pregnancy.
And do what?
Yeah, susceptibility to pregnancy, so it's good to keep in mind.
Oh, good Lord.
From your perspective, is having a 3rd child something you'd ever be interested in?
I said absolutely not. But now, like, our daughter just entered preschool.
Right.
And that second that she, you know, went into the preschool, I was like, I got empty nest syndrome already.
For preschool, yes. Starts young. Having me talk about the next 8 months, and then having me talk about family coming together, but in a well, in more of a, it's always hard to say. Someone might pass away in the next 8 months.
Oh, shit.
Let me see what this is. That is. Okay. Well, they're having me talk about like a passing and someone passing away and like people needing to like be around and come around and like not resolve. There's something along those lines that just bringing me to that. And that's coming in.
Yeah, that's something there. My dad, who's very ill. It's really difficult now because I know he can hear me. I know when I'm in his presence, he's glad I'm there. But it's difficult for him to communicate. He can't really speak in words the way he wants to anymore. So You know, I want him to know that I love him and that I know he was the best dad he could possibly be based on, you know, the parenting he got. I have some unresolved stuff with my dad. My dad maybe wasn't there for some of my stuff. He didn't teach me certain skills. So I got to acknowledge that with his health, that does bring up the thought and the concern. I think I just we need to resolve some things. And I don't know how to do that. I need to figure that out.
As long as you're able to have that peace with your dad in life, you know, even if he's not able to necessarily communicate in the way that maybe he'd like to, as long as you know you've said everything and gotten that out. So this is good to keep in mind. You may have an opportunity of working with people that we would formerly have worked with, but not all of them. So, but I like have to be specific. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying like one or some of them. But it's a new thing, and I just want to acknowledge this. This looks really good. This looks like something.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Something travel, like
That's a relief.
I love it. But the thing is it's going to take a little time to kind of take off. When it comes to the group of people that we would be traveling with, the feeling is that not everybody would be on the same page.
We're not.
Right.
We're completely not. But I'm the one that's pushing it to happen.
Yeah.
Have done for years and years and years.
Gonna be here. It's gonna be perfectly fine.
Really?
It's just a different kind of a thing.
Okay. So let me ask you a question.
Yes,
You have no idea who I am.
No clue. Which, no offense, by all means, but I don't watch. I'm not in pop culture savvy.
I like this because I think some things that you've said have been mixed up, and if I can tell you, then it'll be more clear to you.
Absolutely, sure.
Like I'm a Spice Girl. I'm a singer, and I write songs.
No way. That is so bizarre.
I know I look different these days.
Oh my gosh, you look gorgeous. You look gorgeous. No, it's so interesting because I was born in 1996.
Oh God, that's when Spice Girls broke out.
Very cool.
It's funny. So Spice Girls are going on tour then?
I love it.
Just a few of us.
Just a few of you. Not all of you. It's all good though.
I've been very adamant for the last 5-6 years. We have to go on tour. We have to go on tour. And some of the other girls haven't wanted to, and now a few of them do want to. And just when I'm giving up hope that it's not going to happen, he says, you're going on tour with a few of the girls. So it's going to happen then. All these years, me talking about it. I don't know how he knows all this stuff.
I was really wanting to get into the future aspect because I have 5 songs that I did recently that are getting placements and getting ready to come out. So it's one song in particular I feel really strongly about. Right. And we're getting ready to release it soon. But I'm just curious to see what you feel.
Sure, absolutely. So for me, the primary symbology that comes through when I focus on your career is a reference to independent work and then also work that is collaborative. Now look, if you look at anything musical, it's probably collaborative to some extent. But the thing I want to mention is that there is a reference, I forget what this is. Seeing my symbol for 2 Chainz, who God only knows I don't even know who that is. Because I'm like...
I know him.
Do you know him? That's
He's actually a rapper.
I'm getting reference to 2 Chainz, and then I'm referencing to collaboration. So the reason I wanted to mention that is good to keep in mind. You might end up working with him.
That's a homie, too.
Like, I like it.
We talked last year about doing some stuff. That'll be great.
But I'm like, yeah, I've not listened to his stuff.
You got the exclusive, ladies and gentlemen, 2 Chainz and Lil Jon.
2 Chainz. It's going to happen.
I guess it's going to be a collaboration between 2 Chainz and Lil Jon, and hopefully it's a smash. It's a hit. Boom.
I'm getting a total of 7 projects. It's actually interesting.
Wow.
And then I'm referencing to one, though, involving the female vocalist. And this is interesting. There's a female vocalist that would end up having or taking part in one song that I would have to highlight that I like.
One of the songs that I was curious about has a female vocalist on it. If that's what you're connecting to, that's giving me a lot of confidence.
Yes.
Because I think it's a smash. I think it's gonna just come out and just blow through the roof, and it's gonna shock people. And that's what I kind of wanted to get feedback on with that one song.
The one song with the female vocalist I really love. Like, I want to highlight that one as being the one that will kind of revolutionize, in a weird way, like how we listen to a certain genre. It's like your ability to take a genre and change it and even integrate other elements of other genres in it. It's gonna be done really interesting.
Well, that's deep, because it's a reggaeton.
Yeah.
It's me and a female singer, Becky G, and Yandel. So it's kind of like reggaeton and hip-hop and pop all together.
There's a reference to Chicago, Illinois. Can't make a change. Have you been to Chicago?
I mean, I have been to Chicago.
Okay.
And she's gonna audition for Chicago again.
So if there is an opportunity like that either takes you there or involves that on some level creatively, that's just good to keep in mind.
Okay.
But that's definitely gonna pop in a little bit.
Wow, that's so crazy.
I'm seeing an opportunity to do hosting. I don't know what this is. This is in a TV aspect. It's not primarily what I see you being known for. I'm seeing you with a microphone in your hand with someone else, okay? So that's kind of coming through in that aspect, and that's a career opportunity that looks awesome. Truthfully, I really see a reference to a transition. We have this, and this. Hosting. Have you had a career that was physically based at all? Physically based, like physical movement, mobility?
Yeah.
Okay. That's not forever because I see a transition ultimately into hosting, and that's just what's coming through.
So dancing has been my whole life.
Nice. Awesome.
And I am going through the transition period now.
Right.
So I did Dancing with the Stars for 10 years, and I just made the decision a year ago that I was gonna stop. And it was the hardest decision of my life.
Sure.
Like the hardest decision of my life.
Right.
And I felt like it was time for a change in my life, and I wanted to do something different. I danced since I was 4 years old, and Dancing with the Stars was like a huge, it was my family. It was something that I did, but I did 18 seasons of it, and it was time to move on.
Sure.
And I took a huge risk.
Right.
And so I'm going through that transition phase into hosting.
I had the best time. I know we texted
fun.
each other, but I was very excited for you to come back because I want you to come through, tell me what you think of the house, make sure the whole balance is right.
Right, the vibe of it. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Totally, we'll explore. I'll kind of get where I pulled, and we'll just see where we end up.
This is my son's room. That's his
Nice.
bathroom over there.
I feel like I'm going this way. This is interesting. I feel like I'm in the right room as far as susceptibility to water damage goes. So keep this entire area in mind.
Okay, good.
It's good to take note of. Right when I stepped in, I just knew that that's where it was. So I was glad to come to the bottom of that mystery.
So this room,
This
we're
is
gonna
the
watch
room.
out.
Definitely. Are there any other areas you'd like to focus on?
Yeah, I yearn for that love life, something that I didn't experience growing up. I definitely want to find some stability.
So let me think. 1 of 4. And then 1 sec.
Really not knowing how to be a boyfriend is something that I've kind of failed at. It's not something that I feel like I've had the best experience in, and a lot of that is really due largely to how I was raised, not having a dad in the household. So very, very interesting trying to ask a 19-year-old the direction of a love life of myself.
For whatever reason, the way this is coming across, there's a reference to a woman with a J name.
With a J?
With a J name. And
J.
That's definitely going to keep in mind. That'll be over the course of the next year. For just any woman you meet, be like, what's your name? And if it's not a J, walk in the other direction.
Right, yeah.
But I love it.
That's interesting.
But keep your eyes peeled.
J-Lo, perhaps?
J-Lo, perhaps. I know Jennifer Lopez. Exactly.
No, just kidding. Jesus. That's the only J I probably need in my life right now is Jesus. But J-Lo was the first thing that came to mind. But hey, you never know.
I really have to quickly talk about career. We're here, but there's going to be another one of these.
Really?
And there's a reference to
good.
another. And what's interesting is I'm referencing over I actually kind of want to get career out of the way because we'll talk about this. I honestly think when I'm looking at 2017, I'm referencing kind of close to like May 2017, is when we kind of start seeing another opportunity or an outreach to actually like expand. And that for me would be like 2 locations. That's great.
Awesome.
And I would love that. I'm getting a reference to a cookbook, and then I'm getting a reference to new, and that would be actually a new cookbook.
Okay.
So it would be a new project that I would be seeing. The reference is mid-2017 is when we kind of start seeing this ball rolling.
There's actually something on the table.
Awesome.
I was wondering if the place I'm with right now is the right place to be with.
The thing is with that is we're going to hit delay after delay after delay, and the way that this happens is actually technically 2 delays, but the encouragement would be to do a switch.
Interesting.
Yes.
Lovely.
But I still see it happening.
Okay, good.
Guys,
Okay.
I like that.
I have 1 book that I wrote, and the second one is a treatment, and it is at a publisher, and we're trying to figure out if that's the right place to be.